Hey there, beautiful pioneering spirits. Welcome to my session of questions and answers and some more. Always there's an additional bonus, like the sounds coming from the outside because they're, tearing down this building here. So, yay. More silence and peace and rest for me. Great. Thumbs up. Anyway, these questions and answers are going to be about twin flames, ascension symptoms, 2012, some DNA things, just some further deeper explanations about the subjects that I already talked about. And some of the subjects I talked about in my previous old videos when I still had the bad camera, and I deleted all of those. I mean, I put them on unlisted. So, of course, I'll be redoing and talking more about these previous subjects that I talked about before, but in a new way, in a new light, because we're all changing anyway, okay? And this change is so apparent right now, it's just smiling all along because I was listening to some videos yesterday about astrology alignments, and I felt this myself also. So this is what I want to greet you today with this new week, starting with Mercury going retrograde, but not us. We're flowing, we're flowing. So this is what I wrote. Last week was one of the most intense ones this year. We were experiencing intense solar activity. The full moon was a very powerful and healing one. And Mercury was preparing to go retrograde. Today, the 12th, Mercury finally goes retrograde fully, and so do we. But does this mean our lives stop now? Of course not, especially because there is a very potent grand Earth trine alignment occurring this week. It revolves around Earth signs, Venus and Jupiter, and our own ability to establish firm foundations for our earthly creations. So, what do we wish to create and bring into tangible, harmonious forms? What will it be? What will it be? Anyway, okay, let me get now to answering my questions, and I made another footnote. This is a regular right now when I answer these questions. Before I start, I want to read through you. If you want to watch the video on and not, decide yourself. But the questions will evolve around ascension symptoms, the twin flames, more about the subjects, 2012 DNA, questions about, for instance, these habits such as marijuana, smoking, and so on, which people always like to ask so much. I'll also give all of you some feedback, a love letter to my fans, so to say, and a bit about facing our shadow, which is happening not just now, always if you're in this cycle. So here we go. I'm going to read you the short paragraph of what someone wrote to me today. The person said, I'm watching your self-healing video and thank you. I couldn't wait until the video finished to message you. Lately, I've been feeling my spirituality grow and it's causing me to change my outlook on certain aspects of my life. I'm not sure if it was my guides that relayed the message of ascension to me, but it came as a sudden explanation as to why I've been experiencing this profound change. I feel as if it is me starting to become closer to my higher self. I was wondering if it could also cause some mood switches as well. I've been feeling quite energetic and peaceful for the past couple of weeks, but yesterday I was quite in the sour mood. Well, thank you once again. Okay, I made a video about ascension symptoms, and I deleted all of these older videos, and I was speaking about the differences between, when it's just a regular disease, which you need to go through on a soul level, to grow and evolve as a being, and the ascension symptoms. And mood swings, I always talk about a high tide, low tide is a part of it. And there's a short, simple, basic explanation for that. It has to do with you opening yourself up to the higher channels of your being. So what happens, once you activate these encodings, you open up. And when you open up, you become sensitive to energies. You become sensitive to universal energies. It goes, in waves. So the more you open up like an onion, let's so to say, you open up to a certain degree. You open up through certain degrees, until you become an empty chalice, perfect void, like the universe, to channel source energy that you are as a being. So when you're going through this caterpillar stages, of this opening to become the full, beautiful butterfly that you are in spirit, you become more sensitive to energies because there's a heavy, intense, very potent energies now anchoring the planet. They're anchoring new frequencies. Everything is already existing in the etheric realms. You say we have already anchored these dimensions, but we as beings are anchoring them within us and going through these changes through our physicality as well. You know, we have all of us that we are in this path. We have like our extension, for instance, of the 5-dimensional body, but we have to integrate that within our physical vessel, for instance, in this 3D body. So when we open up to these universal energies, we become more in flow with everything that is going on. For instance, I have a friend that always feels earthquakes, you know, volcanoes erupting. She always says, oh, I feel this warmth, you know, she feels this warmth. For instance, how I feel energies when something is really activating within me, I get electricity hands, you know, something like buzzing electricity. And sometimes it's not just the hands, it moves through my entire body. I just buzz, you know, like a battery. And I was experiencing that yesterday when I was reading the messages from the founder's book with my mom. And again, I started vibrating. I had so much energy, I didn't know what to do with it. So I just placed it on my mom and I started doing some, you know, putting hands, you know, not on her physically, but, you know, just on her energetic body. And she said, what is this? It's so strong. She felt pinches and intense heat and like pulsating vortices around her. And this is it. We open up, we become a pure channel. So of course, mood swings go along with that, because you need to understand, I explained this many times in my video, whenever a new wave of energy hits us, and this has everything to do with also how the planets are aligned, with galactic alignments, with everything. It's all interlinked. It's all connected together. There's no one without the other. So if you're aware of some of these subjects, you will know more profoundly about this, and this might help you on your path of ascension. It's better to know more than to know less, but all your true knowing is within you. It's within your light DNA. So what's happening is all these alignments are, you know, also pushing us forward. So whenever this new wave comes in, the old is, you know, put to test. You know, you might say these are our inner initiations, or how you might call them. We flow with these energies. Every time this wave comes, purging also comes with it. That's why I said yesterday in my video that all who say that nothing is felt, they don't feel that nothing is happening, they just are not in tune with these universal energies yet. But there's a phase to become a chalice, a pure empty vessel for the energy of spirit, just pure spirit, pure divine flow. So yeah, naturally, these are ascension symptoms, and there's many others as well, you know, like tiredness. For instance, if you have solar flares, not everyone will be so influenced in a way that will feel them. They will feel them more because their physical things will start changing, and some people will have hard time within these mutations, and I spoke about that in the video of DNA. But people who are empaths are opening up to their empathic abilities. They will feel everything. For instance, when I go out, when the solar activity is very intense, I feel very feverish and kind of hot and buzzing when I come home. I feel activated, but I don't feel pleasant at the beginning. You know, later, always later follows the cycle when I'm boom, you know, hyper activated. You know, I feel that I know all these things that I know, and I feel very guided to serve and do new things. And this is how it is. And I explain this as, you know, low tide, high tide, these waves that are happening. And the waves, you know, because we're going through the quickening, we're more, you know, periodical, like more in motion waves that are, you know, don't have that large, they have more large magnitude. So now they're becoming more frequent, shorter magnitude. So as I say, from this to this to this, this is what we're going through, and we're mutating along. You know, we're, as I said yesterday, our light DNA, our light bodies changing, our physical bodies. This is why this change is happening through the physical. So more about 2012, because I had this person who kept asking me, but what's going to happen in 2012? What's going to happen? He asked me the same question all along, and my answer was always the same. I said, don't focus on that. If you're truly in the path of ascension, you will focus on your own inner growth, on your own cycles, opening up to source energy, because this is what ascension is about. It's not about this event, and I keep saying that. And I replied to that person for the third time. I said, please stop asking me these questions, because my answer is always the same, and focus on you. You know what they replied? Oh, you're rude. You're not answering my questions. Well, I'm not here to answer anyone's questions, especially like that, because I'm focused on service, and my service does not revolve around that. It does not revolve around the date. It revolves around deeper spiritual explanations about these things, so to help you grow on your path, because you already have that within you if you're an Ascension Pioneer. So the thing with the 2012 is there's an alignment of many cycles. These are, let's so to say, there are certain things that are completely within divine will, within the decree of the Creator as to how things will unfold. But for instance, if you have two dots, this is us and this is 2012, and this is, you know, what is the divine decree and what is to happen. So main thing about 2012 that my mission revolves around is how to get to this point. Do you go just there straight? Do you go, you know, like very around? Do you go around? Do you not go at all? Do you go back? This is what it's focused about, because our free will, our soul's freedom to choose on a soul level is dealing with that. How to get from this point to this. And it's not even a point, it's a spiral, like I explained. So 2012 is an event, but it's also not an event. But if you focus on it as an event, it clearly shows that you're not on this path of, you know, of understanding things. And when you are in this path, you will start understanding things, because you will, you know, start opening up to your spiritual truth of your divine origin, which you are, a total divine being. And you're anchoring your divinity now in your human vessel. This is what Ascension is about. So how to get, you know, from this state that we're in, and how do you mutate to this state that is, you know, this galactic opportunity that is divinely decreed. This is what Ascension is about. How we make it through. Will this process be easy? Will we not go through? Will we decide other, you know, way? This process, you know, we decide for it, but it will be difficult. This is our freedom to choose, but it's happening as it is. That's why different people will experience it differently. You know, for instance, the messages of the founders explain exact same thing. And this is what resonates with me the most, because it's just how it is. And this is what 2012 is about. You know, 2012 and the subjects of twin flames is probably one of the most confusing subjects right now on the planet. One of the most discussed subjects. So therefore, I also wanted to speak a few words again about twin flames. This I speak a lot about in my videos, also in some older ones that I deleted. But here's the thing. There's so many writings about this right now. And I wanted to add something that is more profound, because I don't want to speak to your mind. Most people speak to people to their mind. They give you data, they give you knowledge, they give you, for instance, they share their experiences. But I want to speak to your soul. This is what my mission is about. Speaking to your soul to make you aware of the things you already know that are your truth. They lie here in your heart, in your entire DNA, your light DNA, which you, through your divine remembrance, you're activating step by step. And these new energies are helping you with that. They're opening you up. They're opening all your channels. This is what it is about. This is what Ascension is about. So twin flames, it's probably one of the most manipulated, one of the most confusing subjects right now. And why do people want to know so much about it? Why is it so talked about? Because people still seek something from the outer. Of course, there is such a thing as twin flame. It's not an illusion. It's not a lie. This is how we are created. This is our first separation from source. But this is us. This is the same soul. So as much that some people like to focus on signs, and I also shared a beautiful text that I received last week, and people resonate a lot with it about twin flames. It was a long text describing many symptoms and signals, you know, like these signs of the reunion and so on. But let us not forget, what is the only main true sign about this? Where is it? It's in the heart. So all the signs, all the synchronicities, when you reach a certain level of awareness, they don't matter, because your heart speaks your truth. And this is your divine truth. You know this. You knew since the moment you were born. Then you were a bit, you know, into the system and all that. And when you're coming back through divine remembrance in your divine, innocent purity state, as it is when you were born, you remember and you know. So all the signs, all the calculations, the dates, whatever, you know, synchronicities that people speak about that are presented in the twin flame reunion, they don't matter as much as your heart does. The answer is in your heart. And I, for instance, always listen only to my heart's truth, the whispers of spirit that speaks to me through this powerful channel that is my heart. And this is it. This is all you need. So if you still focus more on the other part, it's okay. This is a part of your journey, but I don't. I've lost all of that interest and all of that. And this is it. Okay. More about DNA. Someone asked me about, you know, DNA after watching my video. If we truly, you know, create our bodies as it is, you know, or do we just play this game of inheriting some things through the DNA of our parents and ancestors and so on? Of course we choose to incarnate in a certain vessel. Of course we choose to incarnate in a certain bloodline, because that bloodline gives us the codes that assist us in our job, mission, whatever. So of course we do. We don't just play along, but while we do, we get the plus and we get the minuses. This is the light and darkness. You get some of the great things that you choose, but you also get some of the things that you will probably have to heal through your ancestors and your bloodline. Because as I said this in my previous video, the perfected human being. There is such a thing as a perfected human being. Some people say, no, we're just the way it is. There is such a thing. But you're the one who has to do it. You're the one who has to remember your perfected state as you were created through the divine decree. So, do you wish to remember that state? Do you wish to climb back on that ladder to your source self? Or do you just wish to remain in this template and say, it's okay? All the options are good. They're all your choice. But this is what is happening on the planet right now. Choosing to go back to your source self or to remain in this state of forgetfulness, of the Maya delusion. It's good. It's all good. So, of course, we choose our bodies. We also create, but it depends on the level that you come from. When you're in the wheel of reincarnation, there are different rules applied there than when you come from, for instance, these new souls, new waves. There are more souls that are incarnating directly from the higher realms. They don't reincarnate from the fourth, So there's a difference as to how your ability is there, interlinked with you associating with creating your body as it is and things. It varies, okay? Because truth is different in different states of awareness. So if you come and embody here within different dimensions, let's so to say, different awareness states, your truth will vary, okay? That's why we don't all speak the same language, because we come from a different place. So here is some of it that applies to that. And I would like to find this text that I wrote to someone today. It was like, what did I call it? I called it letter to my fans. Letter to fans. Because here's the thing, many people say to me, for instance, oh, I know you from a past life. I remember you, I remember you. Why don't you remember? I was just replying to someone today because here's the thing. I need to make something clear. Not because this is a letter to fans or anything like that, but this is how it is within most evolved beings who are here to serve, okay? So I made like a few points. Number one is with all the people who write to me saying, oh, but I love you, it's people, that's not what I'm about. I'm here to serve. I'm not focused to answer your love letters, it's fine. I love every one of you. I do. You're all sparks of the creator. I love all of you, even the funny ones, even the cuckoo ones, whatever, but it's not what I'm about. So I'm not with anyone because it's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused only on loving service. I know why I'm here, and I'm a guide for my fellow Ascension pioneers. And just yesterday, I felt this feeling. I love my pioneers so much. I love them so much. And whenever I have difficulties, my soul reminds me, says, no, you're here for the pioneers. You're here for the, the new children, the new ones, to make them better remember who they are, to better serve the planet, because that's why we came here. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm so happy, because I have this love, not just for this place, for the entire creation, but also for my mission. And my mission was here to come to guide the Ascension pioneers. And I love you all. So second point was, I'm working on the things that really mean a lot to me. For instance, like my webpage and, videos. I constantly work my ass off, so to say. So I don't have time to reply to everyone who writes to me. But I do reply to people who ask me Ascension questions, because this is what, guides you on your path. I'm not here to answer love letters. It's not what I'm here for at all. Sorry. I'm sorry if I break your heart or whatever, but it's not what I'm here about. So the third one is about the past lives. I want to explain this. I do not remember for a reason. People say, please remember your past lives. No. First of all, don't push anyone into anything like that. It does not really show the higher level of awareness. You don't do that to people. You focus on your own path, okay? This is what you're about if you're an Ascension pioneer. So I don't really resonate when people tell me, I know you from a past life. Of course, we all feel each other in a way. People move us. People touch our lives. This is what it's about. It's not always about a past life thing. Why is it this way with me? I need to explain to you something. As I said before, some people incarnate here from the wheel of incarnation, which is the fourth. And some new volunteer souls, they come from many different dimensions and levels. And many were serving before on the planet, and many were, gone for a while, because we had cycles on this planet. For me, why do past lives not resonate with me? It's not because I wouldn't believe in them or they don't exist. They're a reality here. When you're within the wheel of reincarnation, they're a full reality. But for me, I'm a newcomer. I was not incarnated in this period. And my inner guidance told me that in so many ways, and it's my truth and no one can take it away from me. It is as it is. You know, you can have your other truth, but that doesn't change the fact that things are the way they are in truth, because truth is self-obvious. So my last cycle was probably here in Atlantis, and I don't have remembrance before because I was existing in higher realms. And this is why my knowing is from the future, so to say. It's not from the past. You know, people, a lot of the guides also have a lot of ancient knowledge from the past. They're lovely guides, a lot of wisdom that they've gathered through all these ages, but my knowing does not come from there. I met this woman once, she was very psychic, and she told me, when she looked at me, she said, you're not even about past lives. Your memory, your knowledge does not come from there. You like think, you know, connected, and you just gather from there. And this is who I am. It doesn't have to be your truth, because we're all here, but we need to remember our mission. So I always say this, as long as you focus on something external, as long as you put your attention to someone else or analyze them, or, you know, they annoy you, or you love them too much, you still have attachments, and you have not really remembered that, hey, it's about you. And these are the people that I love guiding, the Ascension Pioneers who are remembering this. And this is why I'm here for. So the last thing that I would like to address is facing our shadow. This is what's happening right now. You know, we have such immense opportunities, the galactic opportunities. Things are, you know, planets, everything is aligning, everything is supporting us. And all the astrologers keep talking about that. They say 2012 is the year. It is the year of empowerment, of change, of risk, of things like that. And it is. Everything is here in our favor, but we have to do the steps. So now in this period, I feel many people are too afraid still to face their shadow. They want to deny, they want to push it aside. They say, no, I'm this perfect being. I don't have problems. I don't have dramas. It's not for me. Well, this is still pride energy. Pride is the energy of the old. It's not the energy of the new. You might know things in spiritual realms and spiritual truths. You might have gotten very far in your path, but there's also a time on this path when you need to let go of the thinking that you know it all and you've solved it all and you have no drama. You know what? I always say, how do you recognize an evolved being? First of all, they'll always be focused on service. They will never give opinions. They will just give their, you know, higher source wisdom. They will never force themselves upon anyone. They will just walk their own path. And along that path, they will share their journey. And people who will resonate. And people who they're meant to assist will, you know, be assisted. And they will also assist them. It's an interchange. But people who have still not, you know, not faced their own inner shadow and their own inner dramas, they're still too obsessed on the outer. And they won't see. They'll try to control others because they give themselves the excuses that it's about others, not them. It is always about us. It is all about us. Because we are the source. We are the force. It flows through us. And we need to do the steps. And we need to remember our own divine heritage and remembrance. So all these people, you know, for instance, for me, sending me these love letters or whatever, like my friend Ralph said yesterday in his videos, Infinite Waters, Dive Deep. He said, love is everywhere. It's not just a man and a woman. It's in a mountain. It's in a waterfall. It's in a flower. Love is everywhere. And when you're in flow with the love of all creation, with the universal love, the divine love of all that is, you don't need anything external. Of course, it's nice to have relationships, to connect, to build these foundations that we do to mirror each other, but not in an attached way. No more. For the Ascension Pioneers, that no longer works. Not in building drama, not in recycling the energies of the old, but really facing your shadow. Because if you don't, what happens now? Because energies are amplifying, increasing, and then we have the quickening period. The shadow will multiply. The shadow will become more intense. It will be harder for you to unburden it, you know, as we go along into this year. The energies are providing you with everything that you need. It's more easier right now. It's going to be more and more difficult that the more we go into this year, the more we go into the, let's also say, the galactic alignment of the 2012 and further galactic alignments that are coming through. So it starts with you. It starts with us. Every single one of us is on this path and focused on your own inner truth, why you are here, not while I'm here or anyone else is here, but you. And when you will be in the mode of source connection, you will feel things. For instance, people who like to change opinions about different people, they don't really feel them through their source connection. They have an opinion about them. When you truly feel someone, your opinion will not change, for instance, on the facts that other people will tell you about other people. or something that you just read and oh, you become repelled by it or something like that. They don't change. You feel a person. They're transparent to you because you see through the veils. You feel them on a soul level. So let's feel each other, okay? Let's enter a beautiful new week and month and everything. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.